In cases where the adults are separated from SCP-1076, they become extremely violent in an attempt to get back to their baby. To make things even more disturbing, if two SCP-1076s are ever placed in close proximity to each other, they will viciously attack each other on sight, biting, scratching, and beating each other until one or both SCPs are dead. And now, after surviving this carousel of horrors, we have the most terrifying of all. Number 1. SCP-096, the Shy Guy. We'd love to show you a real picture of what SCP-096 looks like, but if we did, we'd essentially be sentencing you to death. Even seeing a part of this SCP's face can spell doom. SCP-096 is a hairless humanoid entity about 7 feet in height, who behaves in an animalistic manner and shows no sign of intelligence or sapience. While usually it's docile in temperament and content to either sit or pace in its containment cell, if anyone is unlucky enough to see its face, it will go on the warpath. The SCP becomes agitated, flying into a blind rage until it's tracked down and killed whoever caught a glimpse of it. No amount of distance can save you either. The effect still works through photo and video, and no matter where you are, SCP-096 has an innate sense of your location. When it's tracking someone down, nothing can stop it. Its top speed hasn't been recorded, and it's able to run through tanks and can even continue moving when its torso has been pulverized with bullet holes. The only thing that can stop SCP-096's rampage once it starts is for it to kill anyone and everyone who's looked at its face. See, we told you it was horrifying. If you're hungry for more creepy creatures, check out You vs. the Rake and Russian Sleep Experiment Explained. So far in our You vs. shows, we've pitted you against some very tough opposition, from superheroes to predatory aliens to the living dead. We haven't really given you much of a chance, seeing as these characters seem to rub people out with ease and have proved themselves to be close to indestructible. So you might welcome today's show, in which we will give you perhaps an easier fight. John Wick is no pushover, but this time, we fancy your chances. So who's John Wick? We imagine most of you have seen the movies, but just in case you haven't, we'll give you a quick rundown. Mr. Wick was a hitman, but he decided to hang up his gloves, or should we say gun, when he fell in love with a woman. His story is kind of a biblical tale in that he's a man that has done very bad things but decides to turn over a new leaf. John's life takes a turn for the worse when his wife dies from a terminal illness. And then to make matters worse, the dog he had received to help him get over the loss of his wife is killed by some rather unethical characters. Now we have a tale of revenge and retribution. John goes on a killing spree, and he kicks a lot of behinds. In the next movie, he's more entrenched in this underworld of vicious killers, but anyone who comes up against John is hardly a match. He kills henchmen like you eat Skittles. He takes out assassins with as much ease as you take out the trash. And he deals with assassins, well, he deals with them, but not without incurring a few cuts and bruises. At the end of part 2, there's a global contract out on him. But John's way of looking at things is whoever tries to take him out will end up being taken out themselves. We, his supporters, believe him. Part 3 isn't out yet, but we're told the underscoring theme will align with a famous Roman military adage which goes, if you want peace, prepare for war. We're told he will also have a hit woman helping him out, but we don't expect you to have to fight her too. As we write, the film is still a month or two from coming out, so you get off easy. So how would you succeed where some of the world's most dangerous assassins have failed? John Wick is basically hunted down by the most skilled killers on planet Earth, and he keeps winning. We don't mean to undermine the fact that you have a black belt in karate, and after watching MMA took 4 jiu-jitsu lessons. We know some of you creatine drinkers and steroid abusers are twice the size of John Wick, and that he's not exactly a spring chicken. But could you kill a man that it seems just cannot die? If we look at what we might call his powers and strengths, we should first say that John Wick seems to have nothing to lose. He tried to make things right in his life and life just kicked him in the face. Consider that you probably do have a lot to lose, and John Wick already has an advantage over you. He is fearless, and this existential crisis he's been going through makes him dangerous. Most of you likely cry over spilled milk, so let's just say in a battle of wills, you lose. In terms of physical skills relating to you getting your head pulverized by John Wick, we should tell you that John was a Marine before he became a contract killer. It's in the Marines where he learned some of his skills that would serve him well when he joined the world of criminals. He soon got the name the Boogeyman because of his remarkable talents to make people disappear. His acumen for easily dispensing of people caught the eye of gangsters, with Russian mobster Vigo Tarasov being